What's up YouTube, Silver Dragons here, and this video is all about the Morgan silver dollars, one of America's favorite coins to collect. So I'm going to talk about these as they pertain to numismatics and coin collecting. I'm also going to talk about them in regards to silver stacking, so buying Morgan dollars for their silver content. Is that a good idea? What price should you pay? So I'm going to talk about all that, and also I'm just going to give some general information on them. So if you want to learn more about the Morgan dollars, then this is the video for you. So let's do it. Thank you so much for watching my video. I do sincerely appreciate it. If you would like to learn more about investing in precious metals, or if you just want to watch awesome videos about gold and silver, then make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, so let's talk about the Morgan dollars. I'm so incredibly excited for this video because there's so much information out there on these beautiful pieces of American history. Now, all the ones that I have here on the left, these are actually all 1921s, which happens to be the most common date. And these are circulated, so they've been handled, and you can play with them. In fact, let's listen to them here. That's a nice sound, isn't it? Super cool. I love these. These are awesome. They're super fun to play with and own, and there's so many different dates and mint marks you can collect. It can be a very fun thing to get into, but also they can be great for silver stacking. So let's get into these. All right, so the Morgan dollar was first minted in 1878, and they minted them until 1904. Then they stopped minting them and restarted again in 1921. Now, halfway through 1921, they actually stopped minting these and started doing the peace dollars, which went from 21 to 35. So those are the years on the Morgan dollars. Now, the designer of these, his name was George T. Morgan. It's actually kind of interesting. You might think he was some high-up person in the government, but he was actually the United States Mint assistant engraver. So, and because this is his design, these are called the Morgan dollars. So that's really cool that he's got his name associated with them. Now, on the obverse here, we do have the portrait of Lady Liberty. So, like the Statue of Liberty, it's the same lady. And then on the reverse, we've got this really cool eagle with its wings spread there. And then in its talons, there's some arrows as well as an olive branch. Now, if this did have a mint mark, it would be right above the D and the O on dollar there. Because this one does not have a mint mark, that means this one was minted in Philadelphia. The other mint marks that could be on your Morgan silver dollars are S, O, D, and CC. So I actually have one here with an S. That is for San Francisco. So right there above the D and the O, you can see the S there. So we got one from San Francisco Mint. This one here, I believe, has a mint mark as well. Looks like an S. So this one is also from San Francisco. And then this one here, it's a 1921, but I think this is one from Denver. Yep. You see the D there at the bottom? That's actually pretty cool because the only ones that were ever minted in Denver are the 1921s. So if you want to get a Morgan dollar with a D mint mark, it has to be a 1921. So there you go. And then the O is for New Orleans. That's how we say it here in Oregon. I guess some people might say New Orleans. And then the CC is for Carson City. And I'll just say right off the bat that if you have a Morgan dollar with a CC mint mark on it, so that would be right above the D and the O there, you have a rare Morgan dollar. So all the ones that were minted in Carson City are pretty rare. And so the value on those will be higher than the rest of them. While we're talking about rarity, there are some other key dates. So if you have a 1893 O, that is a very rare collectible Morgan dollar. Also the 1895, the 1895 S, and the 1903 O. Those are all super rare. They're considered key dates just because the mintage is much lower on those, or at least really good dates to have. Okay, so the Morgan dollar weighs 26.73 grams, and that is when it's in really, really good condition or almost uncirculated, right? So if they are worn down, like you can see some of these over here are a little bit more worn down. So maybe like this one here, you can see it's definitely got some wear on it. This might weigh a little under 26.73, but that is what the weight should be on them. Now they are made out of 90% silver and 10% copper, which makes them essentially junk silver. And they're worth much more than $1 because they have a face value of $1 there on the bottom. But because they're 90% silver, this actually contains 0.7734 of a troy ounce of silver. Right now, as I'm filming the video, the melt value is $17.25 for an ounce of silver, or that's the spot price. So this coin, because it's 0.7734 of an ounce, is worth $13.34 in silver value. So there you go. And obviously these are collectible, so there's some numismatic value on top of these. But that's crazy. You can just see how much the price of silver has gone up since the 20s. But anyway, so as far as total mintage on the Morgan dollars, there was something like over 650 million of these actually minted, which is a pretty large number. But a lot of these were actually melted down on purpose by the United States government. So a lot of the Morgan dollars didn't survive. They were melted down because of the Pitman Act in 1918. Essentially, Britain needed more silver, and we were their allies in World War I. And so the government melted down around 270 million of the Morgan dollars, so which wiped out quite a big amount of their population there. Anyway, we ended up selling like 260 million of them to Great Britain for $1 an ounce. Absolutely crazy. So let's talk about these as far as their collectible value and sort of purchasing these for a collection. Now, like I mentioned, the 1921s are the most common date. So there are quite a few other dates you can get. From 1878 all the way till 1904. Now, if you're going to be buying these for collecting, you absolutely have to get the United States Red Book. This one is from last year, 2019, but it's still pretty close on prices. This is excellent for looking up Morgan dollar prices. So we'll just flip it to the Morgan dollars here. Got my little Silver Dragons business card there as a placeholder. But Morgan dollars get graded just like any other coins. That's what these numbers here are. The VF, very fine. 20, that's a pretty low grade. And then it goes all the way up to MS65. That's a really good grade. So you can see how you would look up the value on these. Now let's actually do one that I own. We'll look it up and see how much it would be worth. So all of these are 1921s except for this one. So we'll use this one as an example. Now, this video is not going to be on coin grading or anything like that, but this 1881 is in pretty decent condition. I mean, it does have some scratches, but it's not really worn down that much. There's still really good luster, and so the 1881S, we're going to say this is in probably, I don't know, we'll go MS, let's go MS60 grade for the sake of this video. Again, I'm not really good at grading these. I'm not exactly sure what this would come back if we got it graded, but let's go with MS60 for the video. So let's look up the 1881S and see what it's worth. So we need to look up 1881S, and we can see has over 12 million mintage there. And then if we look at the MS60 and work our way down, we end up with a $50 value. So that's a little bit how to figure out the value of these coins. Now, a lot of them obviously get slabbed after they get graded. So if I sent this into a grading company, it would be in a slab with all the information on top of it there. And so it would have the grade right on it. So that's a little bit easier way to figure out the grade, obviously, if you're buying them already slabbed. A lot of people try and collect them in different grades. I think MS63 is a sort of a popular grade to try and collect them in. It's not too expensive. Once you get to like MS64, the prices go up quite a bit. So that's a little bit on collecting them. I'm personally not a collector of the Morgan silver dollars, although I would like to get more in the future. I know a lot of people collect them. I think they are really, really cool. So that's just basically the tip of the iceberg on those. Okay, let's talk about Morgan silver dollars for stacking silver or buying these for their silver content. So Morgan silver dollars, because they are collectible, they do have a premium. Now, I actually bought all of these for $16 a piece at a coin show recently, which is a really good deal. I looked online to find the cheapest 1921 damaged Morgan silver dollars that I could, and some of these are actually not that bad. But anyway, the cheapest price I found was actually on AppMex. You could get them for $17.49 each. So I got them obviously much cheaper than that. But that to me still is sort of on the higher side. I mean, that's about a $4 premium over melt. So when you're buying these for silver stacking, I would encourage you to try and find prices that are about a $3 premium range or even lower if you can. Again, when you're stacking silver, you don't want to be spending a ton of money on it. You want to keep your premiums low. These are fun. These are cool. But a lot of people have super high premiums on their Morgan dollars. I mean, I've seen coin shops selling these for $20 each, $22 each, $25 each. And to me, that's just way too high to be buying them for stacking. So as a general rule of thumb, what you can do is, because these are a little over 3/4 of an ounce of silver, you can take the spot price of silver. So right now that's $17.25. And if you can buy your Morgan silver dollars for about the spot price for an ounce of silver, you're doing okay. That's sort of how I view a good price on Morgans for stacking. So try to get them under the spot price of silver for an ounce. Obviously, these aren't a full ounce. You are going to be paying that premium. But to me, that's sort of how I figure it out. And that's a really easy way to do it. Okay, so that's, in a nutshell, Morgan silver dollars. There's obviously way more information we could talk about when it comes to collecting them and things of that nature. But in my opinion, these are really cool, really awesome. If you have anything you'd like to add to the conversation, if there's anything that I missed about these, definitely leave a comment down below. I do want to say a massive thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Silver Dragons out.